Coming right up, Washington changes the color of money. Will you recognize your $20 bill?
And his sling made world headlines. News on Dick the Fish next. Straight ahead, student athletes come out and forced to support a teacher accused of targeting some of them with a video camera. We'll tell you why FBI Director Robert Mueller was in town today. And if you're shagging flies on this ball field, they're liable to be actual flies. Wait till you see what our cameras found in Central Park. The news starts right now.
Channel 6 News is everywhere. Live, the most watched news station in the capital region. This is Channel 6 News at 11.
A sea of red uniform support tonight as dozens of athletes from the past to the present turn out for a coach and principal accused of inappropriate behavior. Good evening, I'm Liz Bishop.
And I'm Joe Pagliarulo. More than 100 supporters showed up at a Board of Education meeting in Guilderland to try and rescue John Wagner's career. New at 11 now, Gabriella Bruni reports live from Guilderland High School. Gabby.
Liz, since last month when the alleged allegations of John Wagner's alleged video voyeurism came to light, he's kept a low profile, but although he's not talking, his former students are, in his defense.
Did not know the accusations until
They call themselves the Long Red Line. Dozens of Guilderland cross-country team members, past and present, come together in support for Coach John Wagner.
We just want to make sure that he's remembered the way that we knew him, the John Wagner that selflessly gave his life to not only the cross-country program, but the school district.
An assistant principal at Farnsworth Middle and a 32-year veteran of the district, John Wagner was put on administrative leave after the district discovered what it called inappropriate videotape Wagner had shot of male students at school-sponsored athletic events. Although no criminal charges have been filed, Guilderland Police Lieutenant Curtis Cox viewed that videotape.
The videotapes clearly indicate that Mr. Wagner was focusing on the private parts of male individuals.
My son Michael ran for 5 years for the team.
John Poole's sons ran cross-country for Guilderland. He says the images that Wagner shot must have been accidental.
As having tried to film cross-country meets, it's very difficult, as even your cameraman can attest, trying to look through an eyepiece and move. And quite often, I took videotapes that half of it was of kids' feet and their heads and everything but them running.
They're all here because they support this man.
Poole's son Brian traveled all the way from Ithaca to defend his beloved coach and friend, one of many soldiers in this army fighting to rescue Wagner's now tarnished image.
I guess I'm here today just looking to see compassion for a man that has dedicated his life for more than 30 years to not only Guilderland cross country, but to thousands and thousands of students.
If there was a video voyeurism law, John Wagner could face felony charges. A proposal for such legislation is currently sitting on the governor's desk. Live in Guilderland, Gabriella Bruni, Channel 6 News.
New at 11 out of the state capitol tonight. We now know exactly what the governor's battle plan is for vetoing the state budget tomorrow, and part of the plan is an unprecedented paid appeal to taxpayers. The governor will announce tomorrow afternoon which items he's vetoing from the spending plan passed by the legislature. Then, to explain his decision to taxpayers, the governor has bought 2 minutes of what's essentially commercial airtime. He'll run a 2-minute taped message in newscasts across the state between 6 and 6:30 tomorrow night. State lawmakers are promising to override the governor's vetoes. Meantime, a new poll shows the budget battle may be taking its toll. A new Marist survey says the governor's approval rating is down to 37%. That's the lowest of his 8 years in office.
And while the governor's veto seems to be a done deal, some local lawmakers are saying don't do it. Tonight, the Schenectady County Legislature passed a resolution urging Governor Pataki to sign the legislature's spending plan. Democrat Brian Stratton, who is running for mayor of Schenectady, says the county would lose millions of dollars under the governor's budget. Stratton sponsored tonight's bill.
I am opposed to Governor Pataki's veto because it would take away money from Schenectady County that we desperately need to continue to provide the quality of life and the quality of services that Schenectady residents need.
But we absolutely need the funding for the schools and for the health care facilities. When it came right down to it for Schenectady County, you know, we did have some of these institutions that were going to be losing money. However, the spending has got to stop somewhere.
But in a surprise last-minute twist, Guiderelli actually voted for the measure. That's because an amendment he supported was tacked on. That amendment says that the state legislature needs to stop forcing the county to continue programs without state aid.
If you think New York State's got a budget battle going on, Texas is fast approaching a political Alamo. 51 Texas House Democrats fled the state capitol and they're holed up across the border in Oklahoma. The rebel lawmakers are protesting a Republican push for congressional redistricting that would cost Democrats some seats. The Lone Star State's legislature will be in limbo until the fugitives return to make a last stand.
One person's under arrest tonight in connection with those deadly terror attacks on Americans in Saudi Arabia. Touring the devastation today, Secretary of State Colin Powell said yesterday's suicide bombings had the fingerprints of al-Qaeda. But Saudi officials believe it might be a new al-Qaeda splinter group that's even more radical and ruthless. The bombs were so powerful they tore the fronts off buildings, leaving gaping holes where apartments were and where people lived. You can still smell, we're told, the traces of explosives in the air. 20 people died, at least 7 Americans. The State Department is ordering all non-essential government workers and their families out of Saudi Arabia now. Anyone left behind is advised to stay inside, to keep away from windows and doors, and to keep their cell phones charged. Today, Secretary Powell lashed out at the attackers.
These are people who are determined to try to penetrate facilities like this for the purpose of killing people in their sleep, killing innocent people, killing people who would try to help others.
President Bush says the U.S. will find the killers and that they will learn the meaning of American justice.
FBI Director Robert Mueller made a stop in Albany today to thank New York authorities for stepping up counterterrorism efforts in our state. The attack in Saudi Arabia was also a hot topic as it was announced the FBI will be sending a team to the region to help in the investigation. Mueller was asked if he felt the Saudis would welcome the help and cooperate with U.S. agents. He said there have been bumps in that road before, but he feels the countries will work together on this case. He also commented on what information can be garnered from the car bombings.
What is to be learned from last night is al-Qaeda is still there and still capable of striking us, and we have to continuously be vigilant and work as hard as we can to identify al-Qaeda operatives and to take them out of commission.
The director says no agents from Albany are slated to take that initial trip to Saudi Arabia.
64-year-old Anthony Granito of Glenmont is counting his lucky stars tonight at Albany Med. He survived a car accident only to walk off a cliff minutes later, and incredibly, he lived to tell the tale. It all started when Granito didn't quite make it around a curve on River Road this morning. Police say Granito's car went off the road, up an embankment, and rolled over. Witnesses say Granito got out of his car but seemed disoriented, and that's when he walked away and fell from a 50-foot cliff nearby. Granito landed on the side of some railroad tracks. Police tell us some geographic luck helped them to get Granito to safety.
Well, at first they were preparing to set up for repellent equipment, but they were able to locate a dirt road where they could get a four-wheel drive pickup down onto the railroad tracks and remove the victim that way.
Granito is resting at Albany Med in fair condition. Police say they're still looking into just what caused him to crash his car.
Massive snowstorms this winter may seem like a distant memory to us, but they're continuing to be a problem for the city of Schenectady. Now the county's jail population could be coming to the rescue. Plow crews dump the snow in large fields, but they also seem to pick up garbage along the way. As the white stuff melts, all that junk is getting left behind. Tonight we noticed everything from cat litter to Christmas trees, even 3 mangled shopping carts. Now Mayor Al Drzezinski and County Legislature Chairman Peter Guilderland want to hire inmates from the county jail to work on the cleanup. They say that would save money and get the job done faster.
So we feel that this may be a way that